Hi everybody and welcome to Golden Hour, show about living your best life. I get a lot of questions on Quora and social media sites, as well as questions from friends about many different things. One of the questions that keeps coming up is, how are you handling the pandemic as a germaphobe? So if you'd like to learn how I'm handling the pandemic, keep watching. So a lot of people have asked me, because I have severe debilitating OCD in which I get disability for, and those of us that have OCD, we put on a really brave front. We try to hide it from people, but my OCD is really debilitating and I have a really hard, I just can't work somewhere in person. So I do some online work, I do some freelancing, and occasionally if I'm up to it, I can do 1 or 2 weeks of in-person work here and there, but nothing steady. So a lot of people have asked me, so how are you doing with the pandemic? And there seems to be these two sides. Most people think I'm probably handling it badly, but there are a few people that think that, maybe I'm handling it really well. And the truth of the matter is, I'm a rock star during the pandemic. I feel validated. I feel that this is what I've been training for my entire life. Aside from the not being able to see my child who lives out of state and doesn't want to take a bus or a plane at this time, that makes it lonely. But other than that, I find it's pretty simple. Most of the things that we're doing now, with the exception of wearing a mask, I've always done. I've always had hand sanitizer with me when I was out in public. I always Lysoled doorknobs and stuff like that. The one thing I never did before was clean all my groceries. I did clean cans, like soda cans and stuff like that, but I didn't wipe down all my groceries because the truth of the matter is, being a germaphobe and having OCD, I was never afraid of getting ill. That was never the problem. I was afraid of getting contaminated and contaminating my belongings. That's one of the reasons that having OCD and being a germaphobe, it works better if you don't have a lot of things. A minimalist lifestyle works a lot better with OCD. It's easier to keep things organized, it's easier to keep things sterile. So I constantly throw things out and I'm constantly trying to minimize the stuff I have. This area that you see in my theater room, this is about the most decorated the house is. I concentrated it all in here for the studio, but I have very little furniture in my home. How am I doing? Well, so like I said, I've always had hand sanitizer. I've always had Lysol in the house. I've always washed my hands with antibacterial soap. A few years back, I realized that anytime you go anywhere and people hug you or touch you, people like to poke me all the time, which drives me insane. Rather than worry about it, I just come home and jump in the shower. Whenever I came home, I always cleaned my glasses and my keys and debit cards and credit cards because, quite frankly, they're dirty. They're always being handled and buttons are being touched. So in that respect, nothing has changed for me. I look around at all the people that didn't have this issue, and some of them are running scared and some of them are fighting against the mandates. I have no problems wearing a mask. I have more of a problem going to a doctor's office right now to get a vaccine than I do just throwing a mask on and staying away from people. I'm an extrovert, so it does make it a little difficult because one of the things that I found very enjoyable was to grab a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, sit under a tree, watch people shopping, then go to multiple stores. And the stores in my area, they all know me by name. In fact, one grocery store used to even ask me if I wanted them to change the music because they know I'm not a big fan of 70s and 80s rock. So that aspect of it's a little difficult, but I find that we have so many resources online. I have Zoomed for Christmas and Thanksgiving with my son. I teach on Zoom. It opened up the opportunity that I've been looking for a lifetime to find a job that's online. And when the pandemic hit, the company that I was working for just in the summer went to an online platform, and it has opened up so many possibilities for me that I otherwise wouldn't have. So I feel that in many ways, not the death, I don't want to see anyone get sick, but in many ways, this pandemic has been a major blessing for me, and I have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the celebrities shooting video from their home, that we can see them in their sweatpants and being comfortable. It's less lonely in many ways than it was before the pandemic. One thing I always felt was that I was always looking at everybody's holiday gatherings, and I don't have any family except for my son. So it's a very lonely time for me. So I didn't have to look at that. I didn't have to look at social media posts with, 20, 30 people gatherings, because people were minimizing who they saw. And most people were doing things online and social distancing. And for the first time in my life, I feel validated. I've always felt that I was looked down on because I had OCD. It's a very misunderstood mental illness. And I will talk about that in another episode, but I just wanted to focus on the pandemic. I don't want the disease to linger, but I want the effects of this pandemic to continue. I want the online community to continue to grow. I want the workforce to stay more online. I want the restaurants to be at lower capacity. I think this whole slowing down has improved the environment. It has improved my life. And I truly hope that the virus goes away and that, we minimize the people that get this awful disease and get sick, but the good effects of this pandemic stick. I hope this helped in some way or enlightened you as to what it's like to have OCD during a pandemic. I hope you subscribe. There's going to be some great videos coming up when I can finally get out of the house again and shoot them. Enjoy this time. Have some self-reflection. Learn a skill. Watch some TV. Study a language. I'm studying Italian right now. And just really relish the moment and relish the people that you do have in your life. We are given this wonderful gift. So live it to the fullest and go get your shine on. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh yeah, and click like and subscribe. I need to get to those 100 subscribers. I've been doing this for a year and a half and I'm stuck at 68. So please give me a boost. The 100 subscribers allow me to get a custom URL. And I would really love that. So take it easy. Have a wonderful week. Try something new and go get your shine on.